Balake. Where is Balake at?
My name's Blake.
Blake? What? Do you want to go to war, Balake? I'm for real. Aaron.
Aaron is back. Welcome back, everybody, for more SPTV, where every day is a great day not to be in a cult. All right, guys, the last week or two, I have done reaction videos to two fantastic videos that were uploaded on Amir Baller's YouTube channel. You can find the channel right here. Go subscribe to him. Amir and his buddy Tony infiltrated Scientology in Chicago with hidden cameras, got some absolutely amazing footage, published some hilarious shorts, and a fantastic two-part series. Here to talk to me about it this evening is Amir and Tony.
Well, thank you, baby, for the wall breaker, Lord Super, one and only.
How you guys doing?
Good. How you doing? What's up? What's up, big man?
Thanks for coming on with me, guys.
Thank you. Thank you for your patience.
You know, just due to the nature of YouTube, even though I've reacted to both of your videos, I'm sure 80% of my audience hasn't seen them. So hopefully, if they're watching this and they haven't seen those, they will go back and watch those on your channel. I just wanted to start in by asking you guys, what inspired you to do this in Chicago?
There's a little bit of a delay on your end, so if we ask you to repeat anything, please stay with us. We were gonna say, you want us to go first? What inspired us to do this? Well, first of all, Tony Balsakovich, he knew very minimal things about Scientology. Do you hear us? We're like loading constantly. Oh my God.
The connection is okay so far.
We're cooked.
No, it's okay, guys.
Okay.
Turn off your Wi-Fi.
My Wi-Fi is off. Dude, we're fucked.
I know it might seem like it's laggy on your end. Uh-oh. On my end, at least, guys, it seems okay.
Oh,
We're good.
hey, just connect to my hotspot.
Bro, it's not a hotspot shit, dog. We suck.
No, that
Guys, I can hear you, though. I really can.
We get for shit.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Oh,
Bro, why are we so chopped?
just connect to my shit. I guarantee it's gonna say.
Bro.
Guys,
was
I
so
can hear
perfect when
you.
we
I can
tested.
hear you hearing me. All right, they'll be back. They'll be back. We were having some connectivity problems the first time we gave it a shot, and then they switched to a different hotspot, and then we switched from the laptop to the phone. So we predicted we might have some problem. But actually, I'm watching the live chat. We're gonna hang out and wait for them to come back. Could you guys hear them? Like I could hear them the entire time. Karen says, "Oh my God, these guys are so funny." I noticed. What is this? Thought Rot Kaseri. Hey guys, I'm the guy who notified Tyrone Balsakovich. Okay. Yeah, Anand says he heard him just fine. Welcome back, guys.
Hello.
Just so you guys know, I could hear you the whole time.
For us, I think Scientology took our connection or something, because it was like we were playing Minecraft.
It's okay. Okay, good. We'll just play it by ear. I mean, the image looks great. The sound looks fine. Okay, so what inspired you guys?
Okay, so when I first brought this up to Tony Balsakovich, to be honest, I picked him for a reason, because I think I could ask him. You know how teachers would always say, like, oh, if your friend jumped off a bridge, you wouldn't jump with them. If I jumped off a bridge, he would follow me and jump off that bridge. So I figured, why not go to Scientology? We did have more reasons and everything. I can't state exactly why, because like I just don't want to build any tension or anything with whatever Scientological people are watching this. But I do want to emphasize the fact that I did not go in, nor did Tony, to expose or whatever. We didn't go in with any particular agenda. Honestly, had it even been something good where we found we fit in, we probably would have continued to show up.
That makes sense. I mean, I liked when you first introduced your first video you sort of made that clear. Like we sort of went in with a clear mind. We weren't trying to bias things one way or the other. We wanted to see for ourselves what it was really like. How was the reality? How did the reality of it compare to anything you might have expected?
Bro, so when I first heard about Scientology, I didn't really know too much on it, right? All I knew is that it was kind of like it's like a religion. That's all I knew. As I dug deeper throughout the series and how many times we had went there, I realized that these people, it's all just a money scheme. It's just a whole money scheme. It's a scam. It's just a falsified religion made by a fantasy writer. So that's the first thing that got me thinking. I'm like, bro, you're following a religion of a dude who writes fantasy books. Like, does that not already sound stupid? Yeah, fiction books.
That's true. I mean, that's true. How did you first find out about Scientology?
So I also stated it in that first video. My mom, she not in a, I wouldn't say it's a bad thing, but my mother didn't let me use electronics or like video games or anything until my very last week of 8th grade, when she found out I was hiding the fact I had a girlfriend on Snapchat. So until then, that's legit what happened. So until then, I would always just research religions and geography and stuff like that. And Scientology would always come up. I would know stuff about it, but I feel like I was too young to comprehend even what the cult was, let alone just how Scientology worked.
Okay. Now, I want to go back to a question I asked before, because I feel like I'm not sure what the answer is. What is it that inspired you to do this?
We just wanted to, honestly, wanted to see it. Not even boredom. We and him, we do like, I'm not going to say crazier things off camera, but I don't know. I think Scientology is like, it's a pretty entertaining thing we did, but if we had a live camera on us 24/7, we've been in a lot of side quests.
Would you recommend this to any other fat Albanian gingers?
I would not. No, I honestly wouldn't. I'm not saying that because
I'd recommend it to Albanian dreadheads.
They don't exist, but I would say not. I saw a person in your chat yesterday said they're gonna do it in Michigan and Detroit. Don't do it in Detroit. Just don't do it.
Why?
Just don't. Just don't do it. Don't do it in Detroit.
Did you try?
No. Of course not. Just don't do it in Detroit. Don't attempt anything in Detroit. Plus, also, you do want to make sure if you do anything camera related in Scientology, even if it's like a 7-second Snapchat clip, you got to make sure that it's what the rules are in your state for 1-party, 2-party consent, etc. It's difficult to find ways to work around it, which is also why like this whole video process took us like a fat couple of months.
Yeah. I was going to ask you, how long from the first time that you went in to the last time that they sort of chased you out of there, how long of a period was that?
Yeah, so it was we can't say exactly how long, because again, there's certain things we're not gonna we just can't say for multiple reasons. We were told not to, but it was, I'd say, a few weeks, between 1 and 3 months. That's the window I would give.
Interesting.
In terms of how long we were there, 1 to 3 months. I wouldn't say that's all it took, because of course, like editing and all that other stuff, like it's its own thing.
Yeah. Okay, so the spaces that you guys were mostly active in Scientology talk, they call those the Division 6 spaces. That's the spaces for brand new people. Were you like the only ones in? Like, were you the only new people there?
Yeah, you want to answer that?
Pretty much.
Yeah, there was like nobody.
There was not a soul in there.
And the only 2 times we saw people that we assumed were not employees or Sea Org members, they came back in uniforms other times. So it was like there was no civilians there. We pretty much, besides us.
Wow. So what was the sense that you got for the staff that worked there? Do you like, in your opinion, the interaction that you had with them, did you get the sense that they were genuine, they really believed, they really want to help people, or what?
They gave the aura of robots. They gave the aura of You ever seen the movie Get Out?
Yeah, that's
They give the aura of zombies with no soul behind them. They're only doing this because they're either trafficked into it or they have no other option but to do it.
Your accusations go nuts. Damn.
That ain't no accusation. That's a fact.
They were the first day we were there. I remember the first thing we said within like the first half hour. I don't know if you ever watched the movie Get Out.
I have not seen it, but I know what it's about. I've not seen it, but I know it.
We're cool. This Wi-Fi's cool.
I can hear you guys.
Okay. Yeah, no, we just it felt like the movie Get Out, honestly, because it's like we noticed they also have like trigger words. Like me and Tony, we both said manipulate, the word manipulate, not even towards them or anything, but it just came up randomly. There were the two chicks in the video, right? The one you said was the attractive one and the slightly less attractive one. We brought up the word manipulative with both of them at different times, and they both just kind of like snapped. It was like they were questioning us on, like, I remember the blonde chick, she was like, manipulate? Why do you use that word? What is manipulate? It was like something that just put so much energy into that was like such a little part of the conversation, you know?
Yeah.
It's like we broke the robot in the system then.
Yeah, like an error.
Yeah. Amir, in your second video, you published what I believe was footage from your first auditing session. You made reference to having had a second auditing session. Tony, did you have any auditing sessions?
No, you did
Nope.
not.
Oh,
Tony,
Because I wasn't. All right, so
we didn't go all the time at the same time.
yeah, in order to get an auditing session, they want to scam you to buy the book.
Yeah,
and I wasn't gonna drop a dime on these people.
he didn't want.
So,
he really was against.
They were so. I got my own person because they would pull us one-on-one. They'd pull us like away from each other. I don't know if it was like a tactic they tried using to get a sale, but I know they tried really hard for me to buy a book, but I wasn't going.
Did you know Reckless Ben series that he did, right?
Yeah.
You know how he did like that little thing where he's like, oh, well, if I buy the book, I can't eat for the rest of the week, yada, yada. Tony was kind of milking it in that manner too. Well,
do you remember when he came back and he said, I got the money, I can steal my roommate's PlayStation and sell it for the money should I do that?
Yeah, so I watched the whole Reckless Ben series after like we did our little thing. So if I were to do this again, hint hint, I would do that. I would honestly go for something that Ben did. He was really smart for that. But that was also what Tony was doing too. He kind of had to milk the fact that he couldn't afford it, you know.
So somehow I did not realize that they're basically saying if you buy the book, you get a Dianetic session for free. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, if you buy the book, you get the auditing session for free.
Wow, I didn't even know that. Okay, So Amir, it sounded like your second auditing session was a little closer to what I would generally consider a Dianetics auditing session to be. Was that a different experience for you than the first one?
Honestly, not really. I don't know. I noticed after I watched videos on Scientology that people who did similar things to us, they would get like these metal things to hold in their hand. And I found out, I guess that's what they were supposed to do or something, but I never had that. So I don't know if that was like, maybe they just didn't want to use that for me. Maybe we were not worth that time, but I don't know.
Yeah, that's actually a slightly more advanced level of auditing is using the e-meter. They didn't try to show you guys the e-meter at all?
No, even in the videos we watched, there was no e-meter. So I don't know what happened there.
Wow. That's interesting. All right, so let me think. Have they given you any more grief? Have there been any more repercussions after the last footage that you posted of basically them trying to confiscate your glasses, threatening to call the police and all that stuff?
So of course I got like a bunch of calls from, first of all, we didn't give them any of our real info. Like we gave them real info, but not like anything that connects to our real info, if that makes sense. Like a number we used connects to like just a bunch of bullshit, right? They can't find us through it. But they were spamming that number a lot and everything. But the blonde lady, she honestly found out about the footage probably before the whole chat here did. I'm not gonna lie. She found it within a few hours of me posting it, which was odd because literally since the first day we were in the Chicago Scientology org, we blocked every member we could find possible. Like we did our homework on its staff and everything, and we would block them. Of course, the internet works in mysterious ways, so you could find it regardless. But she found it pretty fast. I'd say when the first video hit like 400K views on TikTok or IG, that's when she found it. And then I got that little phone call, asking me to take it down, whatever. They didn't say anything like legal wise or anything, but that's when I did have my first real conversation with her over the phone, and I explained to her that I had a friend who was in Scientology who just came out and was very depressed and everything and ended up killing himself, which also kind of inspired us to go about this whole Scientology path that we did. We wanted to see what that was like in his name. So I had that conversation with her. She didn't believe it. Yeah, it is true. I can't give any detail on that or anything, but that did happen.
Jeez, I'm sorry to hear that.
No worries. Thank you.
It all makes a little more sense now.
Yeah.
So they did call you and ask you to take it down. Did she try to do anything like, please, I'm going to get in trouble, take it down?
She did not. I still have the messages somewhere. It was more so along the lines of like she was putting emojis and everything. I kind of feel like she was trying to mess with me. Me and him, we still make jokes about it. Like, we're hoping that we're not in 5 years living our best life somewhere with like a fine 420-pound Albanian girl that I'm married to and a nice kid and like gold-plated necklaces and shit. And then all of a sudden I get a letter from the mail from Scientology telling me I'm sued for 50 bands. That's I don't want to. Point is, I don't want to speak too soon or nothing. But as of right now, it's not looking awful. But now with my luck that I said that, I'm about to end this call and then get jumped by like 4 CIA members. Fuck.
Look, you mentioned earlier about making sure that if you're going to do this, it's within the bounds of the law. Obviously, anybody doing this in any org should consult some legal professional. I did wonder how it affected things legally that Scientology is already recording everything. So how can it only work one way? If you're already being recorded, how can they stay? Like when you walk in the building, they don't say you're being recorded everywhere.
Nope, they do not. But the one thing too, there's multiple things that even if they were to hypothetically sue us for whatever, there's multiple things that would come as an obstacle in their way. But the number one thing that I got, like if you remember that one young gentleman who was the 4th generation Scientologist, he pointed out to us that it was trespassing in the end, and he's calling the cops, and it was trespassing because there's a sign outside that says recording inside is against the law or whatever. But then I pointed out that they had that sign covered, like completely, like there was no way to see it. They had it outside and they had the doors open and there's like no way to see that sign. So technically it's also against the law on their end by covering that sign. It's like covering a stop sign or a no parking sign and then expecting people to follow that, which is, it's hard to have a strong case if you're going along those.
That's a good point. That's a good point. Uh-oh, it just froze. I'm going to wait for it to unfreeze. Okay, I can hear you now.
Damn.
There you go. Now you're back.
What was the last thing you heard?
No, I think I heard you finish the sentence. Okay, did you guys feel like they were specifically trying to flirt with you to keep you interested in being there?
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, we felt
the blonde girl.
Yeah. I mean, it's at the end of the day, we don't see it any differently as like if we were like going to buy a car or something and the
car salesman.
Yeah, like it's a sales tactic, so it's not something we took to heart or like I know so many people in the comments are like I had people DM me saying like she actually wanted us or whatever. So it's like yeah, it's great to know that you would be the person Scientology would take advantage of, but for us that's not the case. The point is we didn't take anything to heart, but it's clear those sales tactics were there.
Yeah. So I think someone actually knows that receptionist.
Oh, I bet there were a bunch of people people were doxing her and everything, which we tried to stay away from. They were, with all honesty, they were nice people for the most part and everything, which I don't want to use that.
That's kind of what they had to do.
They have to do that.
You're not going to get sales if you're a dickhead, so obviously they got to put up an image.
Yeah, but even then, at the end of the day, not only do we not want any fault behind like their social media is being found or anything, but also like they don't deserve weird men attacking them. So I'm hoping we could still especially in the chat. Keep it private if you know it. I'm chat.
I don't know if you guys know, but a lot of my Scientology videos we talk about people and everything, and expose
Yeah.
pedophiles and shit like that. But I understand what you're saying. Would you guys have kept going back if they hadn't figured out the sunglasses thing?
No, that's I know in the video I said that too, that like we got caught at the perfect time. But like I wasn't like playing, like we genuinely got caught at the most perfect time. Like it was literally right after we had left and then went back. We literally only went back to finish that one goofy clip with the outro because I wanted to put it in a TikTok and like, you know, it's good marketing, whatever. And we were done at that point. And that's when we got caught. So it had no effect. In my opinion, I think it was meant to be, because not only, I hate to be that guy, not only did us getting caught give us more views, but also it kind of sealed the fact that, okay, this is a legal problem because you're recording in our building. And then I bring up the fact that the whole no recording sign was blocked, which is an error on their end. So I feel like had I not done that, it would have left less closure for them, and probably who knows what they could have done at this point.
Yeah, I'm sure you guys probably got the same comments about this that I did, but a lot of people were surprised that they would plug your unknown foreign device into one of their computers just to see what. Uh-oh.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear us?
All right, yeah, I think we just got fuzzy for a minute there. Anyway, do you know what I'm talking about? Like they took this foreign device and plugged it into their computers?
Yeah, no. 100%. You hear it?
Oh, it's pretty bad right now. Do you guys want to try to go out and come back in real quick?
I think, do you have your phone?
Yeah, it's connected, but my shit is fucking
stopped. Oh, that's why.
Yeah.
Damn.
Tell me just like 5 minutes.
All right, hold on. I'm going to take him off for just a sec. And if I...
What?
I'm going to take him off again. I can see their screen even backstage, so I can see when they pop back on with a better connection. And as soon as they do come back on, we're going to run through the starred comments and then wrap this one up, not trying to do a really long one, especially with the rough connection. But let's see. I think they should still be able to hear me. Amir and Tony, if you guys can still hear me, I'm going to try leaving the studio and then coming back in with a fresh connection. And then and we'll go through some of the starred comments. All right, let's see. Thank you, Anon, for becoming a YouTube member. Maybe there's some of these comments I can tackle on my own while I'm waiting for them. Let's see. Oh, I asked him this before we went live, so I can tell you guys this. Is Balsakovich their real name? Because I thought it was them being funny. I asked them that before we went on, and he said, yeah, that's his real name. All right. How's that, guys?
Do you hear us? Is it...
I can hear you.
All right. And no...
Oh, boy. Now it's rough, guys. Now it's rough.
Yeah, we're fucked, bro. It's not loading. Fuck.
Connect to my hotspot.
Fuck.
Okay, we'll see if we can figure this out. Yes, so he said Balsakovich is his real name. Now, here's the thing. It may or may not be. I think it's interesting that they are very sure that Scientology doesn't know who they are. If they actually managed to pull that off, that's impressive. But if his real name is Tony Balsakovich, then don't they kind of course, know who you are? So who knows, guys? Who knows? I'm looking for comments that aren't just directed at the two of them. Renegan says, sounds like the cult is getting better at data mining. Okay. Oh, Jessica is the Chicago honeypot. Super interesting. And I saw, oh, Chris is the receptionist, huh? No way Chris is a 4th-gen Scientologist. Interesting. God, why would he say that? I did think that was a little suspicious because fourth gen means your grandparents. Nope. Means your great grandparents are Scientologists. And whereas that's not impossible, it's not impossible, but who knows? Anon says, oh, she definitely got in trouble. I feel like they did. I feel like the security guards, or the receptionist is probably the only one who wouldn't be getting in trouble. I think all those other guys, because there's one funny thing I can share with you guys. One of the aspects of the belief system of Scientology is that harmful acts that you've committed, destructive acts, what other religions might call sins that you have not yet confessed, are the things that make you unable to observe. And I'm going to bring you guys right back on in a second. And so, like, I once had an interaction with one of the representatives that worked for David Miscavige, and they were walking through the organization I was working at. And one of them said something. And I was like, I'm sorry, sir, I couldn't hear you. And instead of speaking louder, she basically turned around to me and basically dressed me down and said, well, maybe if you didn't have so many overts, you'd be able to hear better. And I'm like, or you could just fucking speak up. Okay. So the fact that these other staff members spent so much time looking at these things without observing what they were would honestly just by itself be a reason for them to sort of get in trouble. All right, guys, how we doing?
Hello.
Okay, good. Let's run through just a handful of starred comments and we'll wrap this up.
No worries.
Okay, the one true Morbs says this was such a great undercover op. Really enjoyed your sincerity and your editing is on point, especially the sound effects. Very nice. Karen McCourt wants Amir to know that she loves gingers. Hot.
In my line, baby.
All right. Rib Guy says these two killed it. I was crying laughing. Blue Thunder 73. The funny part is that they wanted to confiscate the glasses. Were you guys a little taken aback by how entitled they seemed to actually think they could take your property?
Yeah, we expected it, but we weren't going to give in. So actually, when that whole glasses ordeal happened, I never even told them that I manipulated the glasses or anything.
I literally kept snatching out because I'm thinking he's going to keep. So I was like, hold on.
He thought I was going to give him away. He was confused on me letting him plug in his little doohickey and everything. But if you watch the video, I explained why I let him do this. Do you hear us? My shit is so bad.
I can hear you.
Yeah, but the point is, Tony Balsakovich, he didn't know what I had done to the glasses, so he was confused on why I actually handed them over. But like I mentioned, the gentleman went through just about every cord in the facility, and nothing would pop up. So they were all, it was funny because they were all they thought they were going to prove something, and nothing would pop up. And by that point, they had believed us, but it was only him that didn't believe us. And that's when he went back and checked cameras. And I think he saw me just tweak the cameras a lot with the on and off button throughout the time. And I don't know, he was really eager to prove us wrong.
You know how it started? So before all that, we were pretty much exploring the whole building. In a clip that you see in Amir's video, you see him come down. This is when we're in the basement. It's the purification center, which is basically the sauna and the prescription pills that they brainwash the Scientologists with, right? That's when he came down. He's asking us these questions, and I think that's when he really got curious on what exactly we were doing. So that's kind of what jump-started the whole thing.
Right. Yep, I remember that. Speaking of which, did they recommend that you guys do the purification sauna program?
We wanted to, but they weren't letting us.
Well, no, not exactly. They didn't want to have us do it that day, but also, we didn't want to pay $2,500 to do it or however fucking much it was. So we did our little reckless Ben shit there.
I was gonna say it's $2,500, so that's a pretty penny.
The
sauna.
No, I know the sauna, and then the vitamins and the fucking gumball machines. That shit is like pills and gumball machines that every person needs on whatever the fuck, thinking that they're building Superman or some shit.
Yep. Okay, Daniel Kurz points out Scientology doesn't sue anybody anymore, to be honest. They really cannot win. It's true. It's true. I mean, Scientology has a reputation for suing everybody, but they actually haven't sued anyone in like over 20 years practically.
Yeah, I actually, to dab upon that a little bit, ever since those videos, I got in touch with like a lot of ex-Scientologists and just people who are into anti-Scientology media and whatnot. I had a conversation with the gentleman, with a few people, but one of them, he said he had a case with Scientology in LA. His name was Henry. Shout out Henry. He's probably watching. But he explained that he had some sort of, eventually he was going back and forth with them where it was like, okay, you can't talk about Scientology for 1 year as well as go to any Scientology facility, yada yada. But he ended up I don't know, working around that. It's a long story, but the point is I do see that they are, I think, slightly giving up on facing repercussions, because now, before it was easier when there was less like media about it and individuality in social media, but now it would be very difficult to sue everybody.
Yeah. Hey, you guys might know Streets LA, Scientology
Yeah,
Audit.
my board. Yeah, we love him.
We trying to collab.
He connected us to you, so shout out to him.
Yeah. Streets is awesome. All right. Well, guys, thanks for coming on. I appreciate you chatting with me about it. Let me know if you guys do any other Scientology stuff, because I was a pretty big fan of what you guys have done so far.
Again, we apologize for the Wi-Fi and everything. We tried our hardest to make this go as smoothly as we could. We had to come down under a bridge in the middle of the highway to make this work. So, but I could, I'm not going to say too much, but I do foresee another interview with you in the future. So I'm sure that next one will be better.
Aaron, are you based in California?
No.
No, I'm in Clearwater, Florida, baby.
Shit.
You guys, I'll send you links. I'll send you links to some of the shorts that I've created from. We do a protest every Friday night.
Yeah.
We have a Tom Cruise that joins us. We have a David Miscavige.
Yeah,
that joins us.
Awesome.
We
Florida, 2-party or 1-party consent state?
It's
a 2-party, I believe.
I think it's 2-party, but we record in public. Oh, you're talking about going into their buildings. No, Florida's definitely 2-party. Definitely 2-party.
2-party consent state.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we did want to make a travel to Florida and try it out initially, but that you can only beat around the bush so many times, you know.
It's true. It's true. But the other thing is, it's like they can trust. Like if they don't trespass you, anyway. I think you guys, they have to. They like you can't just be arrested. They have to trespass you, and if you leave, you leave. I guess that's a slightly different issue than whether you're recording. Yeah. But we'll leave that up to lawyers to decide.
Hell yeah.
All right, guys. Thanks so much for coming on. I'll talk to you soon.
Aaron, thank you very much. Chat, have a good day. Follow our Instagrams. We got a lot of content like this coming. We're going to another call in 20 minutes. So we got some more journalism.
All right, and I'll show them your channel here.
Yes,
see you guys.
Thank you very much.
All right. Sorry that the video and the audio couldn't be better than that, but sometimes you just do what you can do. All right, guys, I guess that's it. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. That's probably it for me for the evening. We'll see. Anyway, thanks for hanging out. Talk to you guys soon.
Okay, if you want to see my rock and roll songs, click right on this guitar. And if you want to see a different one of my videos, then you could click right inside here. If you have subscribed or not, subscribe right